Hello, hello for anybody that is here at night. How beautiful to see you. This is an evening reading, so this may be a little bit different energy, a different crowd. I'm not expecting the same amount of viewers or comments, but I've had a couple of emails and I've also had some comments saying, we never get to see you. I'm always at work. So this is for my nighttime people and also for people who are in different parts of the world. So today is going to be a little bit of fun channeling, and I'm hoping to be able to do some pull a card readings. I'm going to wait for a little bit longer to see if anybody's wanting to really come on right now. Um, Maybe it was a little bit too short a notice. Okay, a couple viewers. Awesome. Um, I was just saying this is going to be a little bit different energy. This is going to be for my night folk. So my energy's in a different spot. Hello, darling Pocahontas. My energy's in a different spot. My pup's energy might be in a different spot, and I'm excited to see how this is going to go. Hi, Amy. So good to see you, sister. Katrina, so good to see you, my love. Awesome. We have some people here. So I do feel the need to, hi, Monica. Beautiful. So glad to have you on here. I know you guys work during the day, and I do too, obviously, but I want to get on here and connect with my soul tribe at night too, because I'm just as close to you guys. I just work the same hours as you. So this is going to be a little bit of a different reading. Like I was saying before, this is not, please don't compare this to any other channeling. I do plan on doing some more card readings one-on-one. So whatever that be, we'll see what's going to go on. I want to talk to you about something. At the last minute, I changed the picture of this video to a pretty morbid picture of the Little Mermaid. Give me a thumbs up if you loved that movie when you were growing up, The Little Mermaid. There is a bit of a delay on my end, so give me some time here. The Little Mermaid is very much about transformation, about the death card, about cutting that tie between two worlds, what you thought you knew, right? And what really truly is, right? Oh, love that movie. And right before I got on this video, so whenever I posted at about 7:30, I said I'm going to get on and go live for my night folk, and Spirit was really pushing me to do it. And I went outside to meditate for a minute. And I'm relaxing. This is my evening. I'm chilling out. I'm tired, but in a good way. It was productive today. And that song popped in my head from The Little Mermaid. So for the intent of channeling and the intent of connecting with your energy, I'm going to start singing this song. Y'all sing along if you know it by heart, but I want you to think of something. I want you to think of the world the Little Mermaid was in and where she was trying to go, and how much it really resonates for those of you on a spiritual journey who are trying to get up to that world, that vibration, right? I want to kick my legs and walk and dance and move my feet. But we can't always reach as high as the frequencies truly go. We can't always conceive of that which is not within our dimension. And her dimension was so very different than the one she wanted to be in. She felt like she's meant to be human. Some of you feel like you are meant to be ethereal, esoteric, because you are a starseed and you are missing home even though you don't realize it. Okay? So I want you to, when you're hearing the words of the song again, when you're singing the words of the song again, it's going to build up the energy, but I want you to really think of that in those terms. Okay? And this is going to help me with the channeling because I have to get in the vibration. Vibration is sound for me, and it helps a lot. Okay. Got a couple spirit guides coming in. I have two strong ones here. Okay. Okay. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say tonight? Shuffle this one. This is the one they're wanting to use tonight, the Everyday Witch. And let's see, either this one. I want to pull a few numerology. Take a deep breath. Release all expectations of this reading. Let it be whatever magicalness that wants to show itself to you, not what you want, what you need. Your spirit guides will give it to you, and they will come. Give permission for your spirit guides to speak tonight. Okay. Everybody, deep breath through the belly. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. She's got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. She's got who's its and what's its galore. One thing in the box, I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what's that word again? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along on those. What's that word again? Oh, streets, up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. I wanna, wait, what is it? I lost it. I got so happy. What would I give to spend a day out of these waters? What would I say to spend a day warm on the sand? Betcha on land they understand, and they don't reprimand their daughters. Reckon women sick of swimming, ready to stand, and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it, what's the word, burn? When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love? Can't scream that part because Jimbo is sleeping, but wouldn't I love to explore this world above all? Love to be free. Wish I could be part of that world. So many of us are seeking spiritual enlightenment in that way. We feel like there's a separation between our worlds, such as water and oxygen, the ocean and land. They're saying, no, darling. Just like with the Little Mermaid, when she was brushing her hair with a fork, the difference is not so big. They see you as just as darling and endearing. And they want you to know the separation is only here because you chose that separation. You chose to come here to learn and have the mystery of life. That is the joy of this. Don't you understand? When you come to these tarot readings and you're looking for your future, you are not going to get it. When you come to these tarot readings and you're looking for the energies serving you, the energies maybe you need to be working on, that's when you are going to get the growth you're looking for. That's when you are going to elevate. You want the mystery, darlings. Don't you understand? It is the living and the life that brings the joy. It is the living of it. And yes, that does come with some falling down. It comes with some bumps in the road. And I wish I could kiss each one of your boo-boos and make them better. I really do. I wish I could. I could make them all better. But I can't. Only you can. Right? Think of that darling, the Little Mermaid, and how naive she was. That is how you are to them. In such a darling way. Please don't take that as ignorance. They see you as a darling, precious thing that they want to nurture into this world and to blend. And they're saying the connection, the dissonance that you're feeling between the spirit world and yourself and this reality is not as great as you perceive. And in fact, it's not even existent. The only existence of it is your perception of it. The veil is as thin as you want it to be, as thin as you need it to be, if that makes more sense, as thin as you need it to be, whether you know how thin or not. Sometimes there are lessons that you must learn, and that, wow, how beautiful that they're taking the time to educate you. The ones who are not receiving the lessons, maybe they've given up on you because you've stopped trying. And I'm not even talking about anybody here. If you're following this channel, you've had some struggles. That's because they're teaching you, is what I'm saying. They're teaching you. You're learning. This is how we educate ourselves in the world, not through school, not through... those things are all great and good for knowledge. But when it comes to wisdom, we learn through experience. And millions of years, billions of years of evolution of multiple societies, of multiple species have taught them that the best way for us to learn is to not remember where we came from, because if we knew how powerful we were, we wouldn't even be doing what we're doing. If we knew the future, we wouldn't be creating. We would just be going according to plan, right? And they don't want you on a plan. They want the mystery of life. You want the mystery of life. You just don't remember that. All right. Whew. I was not expecting to get actual channeling tonight. That was pretty beautiful. So exciting. Can I get a thumbs up? Are you guys resonating with that? I'm so sorry. If you're new to the lives, I have terrible eyesight. I always try to read everybody's, but until I get right up with my nostrils in your face, I really can't. How much? Yes. Hello, darling. Manyada Badi, beautiful darling. Hello, Zero Night 101. Hello. Anul, hello. Sabrina, beautiful, you guys. Michelle, so many. Oh, Michelle, look at it. I miss you so much, sister. Happy birthday. Oh, sorry. Me and Michelle used to bartend together. That's an old sister right there. Beautiful, you guys. So awesome to see you all. So happy you're resonating. Yeah, it's really crazy. If you go back and you watch some of the old Disney movies, the spiritual messages that universe is putting in there, because they knew that our generation would be coming into an awakening, is unreal. Go listen to some of the music from Pocahontas. 33 viewers. Go listen to some of the music from Pocahontas, The Lion King. These are some of the first spiritual Disney movies that I saw coming out. Some of the ones before were a little bit on the, well, it was all about the times they were in, but you know what I mean. Okay, so there is one thing that I want to read to you guys, and I hope you will be patient enough to hear this, because I think it's beautiful and magical. The fates are with us. The fates are with us. Okay. I was reading last night. This is Einstein Ideas and Opinions. So these are just literally some of Einstein's short journal entries, and then It's crazy. But I came across, and I've read this, gone through this book quite a few times, but I came across this one part, and I was like, gosh, I really want to share this with the Soul Tribe. And remember, now this is Einstein, so we're talking about, I think that this piece was written in 1931, and he titled it The World as I See It, originally published in Form and Century, 1931 in New York. Okay, and I'm not going to read the whole thing by any means, it's very long, but I want to read to you the last paragraph. Okay, and this excerpt, if you go look up Einstein, The World as I See It, 1931, you will be able to find the entire excerpt. It's too long to read here, but it's not very long. It's only 3 pages. I mean, it's not bad at all. Please go read it. And take into account, he's talking from 1931. Okay? So, in the last paragraph, he says, it's so powerful to me. The most beautiful experience that we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion which stands at the cradle of the true art and the true sciences. Whoever does not know it can no longer wonder, no longer marvel, is as good as dead, and his eyes are dimmed. It was experience of mystery, even if mixed with fear, that engendered religion. It was the experience of mystery, although it engendered with fear, that bred religion. And isn't that the truth? Mystery is why we are here. That is our purpose. This blows my mind. A knowledge of the existence of something that we cannot penetrate. Our perceptions of the profoundest reason and the most radiant beauty, which only in their most primitive forms are accessible to our minds. It is this knowledge and this emotion that constitute true religiosity. In this sense, and in this alone, I am a deeply religious man. I cannot conceive of a God who rewards and punishes his creatures, or has a will of the kind that we experience in ourselves. He's saying, I cannot conceive of a God like man. This God is much higher, and his thoughts and morals are much above man, right? Just like I said, the spirit guide's looking at us like Little Mermaid. You're such a darling creature, but you're a baby. I am satisfied with the mystery of the eternity of life, and with the awareness and a glimpse of the marvelous structure of the existing world, together with the devoted striving to comprehend a portion, be it ever so tiny, of the reason, the all that manifests itself here in nature. All, the I am, it's already here. For those of us, and I say us because me too, it's driving me nuts how crooked that is. It's so funny how that star is like shining right in that, or was. So the all, oh my gosh, that's gonna drive me nuts. So the all, the I am, is already within, is already here. Just think of that little mermaid with that water and separating her from the land, and how different it was for her. That is where we are. We don't remember, we already know it all. We are here to learn without the burden of knowing it all. To create from a place where we don't know it all. That is true joy. Have you ever been jealous of your dog or your cat just laying there like, gosh, you just don't have much to do but lay there and think? Or your children, the innocence of the lack of worry. That's what they're giving us. That's our gift. When we come here and we don't have to remember everything, all of our past lives. We are coming here, 33 viewers, 22 likes. Liking and subscribing is like tipping. I love you guys. Thank you. Whenever we come here, our blessing is everlasting life. Death is the blessing that allows us to come here and express something totally new, clean slate, meaning that, yes, you are going to bring some old soul wisdom with you, but they're wiping the slate clean so that you can create anew and see what can you become now. How amazing can you become this time? What perspective of yourself can you see of your soul in this lifetime? I hope you guys are resonating with that, because I just learned something there. When they channel in and I'm telling you guys this stuff, it's not like I knew this stuff. I'm like, I want to be like, yeah, that was good. I have a little guy over here. He's giving me some good stuff. And I have a new batch of spirit guides in here because it's, I guess, an evening read. And there's most of the same, a lot of the same ones are still here, but wow, some new spirit guides in here. This is interesting. This is why I like the live readings, because it brings your energy in and I get the channeling and then I get to give it to you. For those of us, again, I say us because I'm the same way. I have a hard time hearing it too for myself. But when I'm doing it for you, somehow it shuts down my ego, right? That's why cards, I want to talk about this. That's why cards, a lot of people have been asking me if they're evil. And they're not even being mean about it. Most people are just saying, you know, I was raised this way. I was always taught that tarot was evil. No, these are not evil. They're not even magical. They are truly a frequency like everything else in the universe. And they vibrate at a certain, well, vibration. Okay, each frequency has its own said vibration. Like you have FM and AM waves, right? But much more intense and many more vibrations. Whenever you have these frequencies coming in through the cards, I ask a question and the right card just pops out because of the vibration I'm sending to it. Does that understand? Or does that understand? Do you understand that? Whenever I say that, it's only because I want you guys to understand everything I do here is with good intent. Anything can be evil. Money can be evil. Cards can be, anything can be evil if you put evil behind it. But you have to put that intention behind it. Our world is not made that way. Our world is not made that way. Our world is made so that you can put the intention of whatever you want to put behind it. And our word of evil, that's a human word here in this lifetime. It's not the same as what the reality is, but yes, you can make something negative to harm others based on the frequency. You can do this with money. We've seen it a million times. You can do it with money. You can do it with your words. You can do it with your actions. You can do it with cards. You can do it with anything. I mean, we've all seen people who can drink all day long and they're just the nicest people and it brings out a happy-go-lucky side in them. And then we see other people that drink. And speaking of, I am having a beer right now. It is my nighttime. But other people that drink and they go into blackout, hateful, angry, fear mode. And that's almost fight or flight. I've been in that instance before. I had some PTSD getting out of the military, and I struggled with trying to ignore some of the things I'd been through. And by doing that, it's interesting when you have a blackout, all the things you blocked out come right up to the top. And whoever you happens to be in your way turns into the demon you've been fighting. And that's truly the curse of PTSD. No one sees the scars on the inside whenever somebody has that. And PTSD, nearly everyone has. I mean, if we really look at it, PTSD is not just something for soldiers. Life is hard. Life is hard. And we have to start making room for that and looking at the fact that, yeah, sometimes the poison does come from within us. And each of us have had moments when we're toxic, poisonous. We've all had those moments. Okay, don't label anyone else or yourself. But that means someone's sick. That poison's coming out of them because they're sick. Now, if they're not ready to heal themselves, there's nothing you can do. Okay? But if they're reaching out, see what you can do. See what you can do to talk to them, right? Because some of these poisons are injected into your system from the outside, right? That's the way the two toxins come into you. They're either something injected from the outside, which is 99% of the time, and then that turns into, because you push it down, push it down, push it down, depending on how you were brought up. And that turns into a self-toxic state. But at this point, it's nobody's fault but your own. Now, I'm not saying, again, don't take the blame game, but this means look at it. I want to talk about something here. Isis. There's a story. Thank you. Right on top, the way it goes. Isis, power over the 7 scorpions. Power to conjure lower vibrational forces. Isis, in order to heal a young boy, took power over 7 scorpions' poison. And she named each poison and therefore transmuted the energy and controlled the energy of the poison into exactly what she wanted it to be. She named each poison, so therefore she garnered control over those poisons. Now, the point is that she didn't do so out of a place of an ego. She did so out of a place of love, curiosity, and trying to help someone else. So she utilized lower vibrations, lower energies to create good. That is transmuting energy. And in fact, I think that we should read a little bit of this. Here's the card. If anybody wants to take a screenshot or meditate later, look, you see the little boy? She saved his life. Utilizing poison, utilizing negative energies, power to conjure lower vibrational forces. Now, this is some deep stuff. So you guys are going to have to really be in, you have to, this takes some, I guess the word is responsibility if you want to be able to do this. But now is a great jumping point if you're very interested in conjuring up your look. Now, what I'm talking about here is not voodoo, is not anything like that. Okay, I want you to understand what I'm talking about here is looking at your negative energies and transmuting that energy into a higher vibration. Stop letting it go to waste. Sometimes you don't have to just walk away from things. You can transmute it and use that energy. Don't let it go to waste. You got to be conscious though. Okay, so this was power over the 7 scorpions. I'm going to read you a little bit of this. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring to have the power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment to yourself or others. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly with great effect. Okay, I want to, I wish I could read this whole thing. It's so long though, but I want to read this part to you. The poison may be jealousy, resentment, fear, or guilt. We all have each of those or have had once in our life. Ask yourself. The poison may be jealousy. I have been jealous. It may be resentment. I've been resentful of my mother, my father. Where do you hold resentment? Even the slightest bit in your heart. Fear. Fear of the future. Fear of success, fear of failure. Or guilt. Guilt over I'm never a good enough wife, a good enough husband, a good enough mother, a good enough father. I'm not good enough for someone. I'm not good enough for my job. Use these poisons. Rename them. And I'm gonna explain this. It may be blame or shame. Who hasn't felt that? Blame, my mother. Shame over not being a good enough mother. How crazy is that? Doesn't even make sense. I'm being very open with you guys because I'm hoping it will spark something within you to be open as well. If you want to get something off your chest here and say it, please feel free to do so. No judgment here. It may be blame or shame, anger, or possessiveness, born of abandonment or rejection in the past. It may be a poison that is sourced from within your own self or injected into your system from another. It could be an actual phrase or insult, a cruel childhood nickname or taunt, even said in humor, but that wounded the open body soul at the time. It might be a cultural poison, such as the sickness of evidenced in our cultural images of the feminine body that leads to distorted perceptions of ideal body image, hatred of our own bodies, and eating disorders. The poison might be your own fear of success or failure. It might be quite simply the ego in a dramatic, endless spiral of suffering from which there appears to be no respite. Now, listen, Isis can help you heal and grow more powerful than any poison in your system or relationship or any toxic environment by helping you to name it. That is the key. You must name it. You must look at it. That's what I mean when I say look at it. If you want it to start happening for you instead of to you, then you darn well better look at it, baby, and give it a name. Give it a name. Does that make sense? Oh, I hope so. Because I am getting pretty fired up. My eyes are going crossed. Take ownership of the situation and make an interchange necessary so that you can either, listen to this, so that you can either effect transformation of the situation or are transported from it by your changing your vibration, which then draws a different circumstance more aligned to your frequency. Sounds so simple, right? How frustrating. Sounds so simple. It says conjuring and domination in this. I don't usually read this much, but this is some pretty intense magic. You can call it magic, you can call it wisdom, you can call it old magic, whatever you want to call it. This is not something to be played with lightly. What I'm trying to say here is if you want to truly transform, if you want the old you to die, if you want to transform this 10 of swords into this 10 of pentacles, which is 100% possible. These two 10s are no different other than the vibration of which you're in. They're both the same frequency, but different vibrations. So if you are here, there's no reason you can't be here. If you want to transform these two, then you better start naming each one of those swords. This is not overnight. This is true healing work for someone who is ready. It's not for the faint of heart. This is for someone who is ready for a big change in their life. And you really have to be willing. It's not a lot that you have to think of and do. It's more about being receptive to the universe. They will tell you what to do, but you got to ask for it. You have free will. So I am going to read just the end of that so that everybody kind of has a kind of pull it back together moment, hopefully. Let's see here. All right, the incantation for this card is incantation. Oh, sorry. Wrong. Didn't think that made sense. Okay. I want to read the itty bitty last paragraph. Your truth will be whatever is in your heart. It may be any number of simple expressions, such as the love in me is greater than this pain, or the love of Lady Isis heals and absorbs this poison now, returning it to me as unconditional love. She has a long ritual, and then the incantation is, over any poison, big or small, I can heal and repair. My words have power over all. I do not entertain despair. I name the truth within and around me with deep compassion and clarity. The pain of life bothers me no longer. I exercise with love my power to conjure. I hope that that was as powerful for some of you guys as it was for me. I definitely felt that. The next card out, just so you know, was Scales of Balance. You must keep that balance. You must keep that balance. This is going to be key this year. This is a year 4. I expect the Temperance card to come out a lot this year. I expect Scales of Balance to come out a lot this year, because you will find more happiness in balancing yourself. That doesn't mean I don't get super spiritual or I don't get to go have fun. It means balance those things. It's a sliding scale with what's going on in your life around you and what's going on in here and what's going on in here. Okay? Ask yourself those 3 things. What's going on in my heart, in my soul, in my heart? What's going on in my mind? And what's going on my outside world? Before you go and over party, right? Or before you start introverting too much, if you've been inside too much and you need to push your butt out the door, right? You need to get more social. Figure out one thing you can do. Sometimes when I start feeling introverted and the energies of people are just too much for me, that happens sometimes for me. I don't even want to put a word to it because, but something similar to agoraphobia, but I don't have that. But I'm very affected by energies. So I have to force myself to be social. So I have a little spot down the street where I can take my pup, and there's an ice cream shop, and there's a burger joint, and there's a little bar. And, if I can do any of those things and she can run around outside, they're all outward facing. So it's really neat. And I force myself to go up there whenever I am feeling a little bit like I'm not connecting on a human level with people, because it's easy for me to get too spiritual. Sometimes we are so spiritual that we're of no earthly value anymore. And it's kind of the whole point of being an earthling, is to be of earthly value. What is the good of all this spiritual stuff if you're not utilizing it on your path? Then you're becoming the hermit in reverse. That's when the hermit's robes are all tattered and worn. He's been within for so long, he has no more value to himself or anyone else. So, for those of you going through this transformation, keep doing it. Keep reaching out there for what you're looking for. Make sure you stay balanced. But I'm telling you right now, some of your spiritual gifts they're about to start blowing up. That song, The Little Mermaid, it keeps flowing through my head, and I'm seeing it in this new perspective. When she's saying, I want to be part of that world. It reminds me so much of so many of you. I feel you're calling to have this deeper connection with spirit. And they're saying the connection is there, and it's only going to get stronger. Don't be frustrated with us. Don't be frustrated with yourself. Be patient, my love. Oh, it's going to get so good. It's going to get so good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions right now that they want to ask about anything I've been talking about? Einstein, The Little Mermaid. We've got a range of topics here. He talks about Einstein and The Little Mermaid and scorpions all in one day. This could have been the first time ever that those 3 topics have ever been discussed ever. We're special. Anybody have any questions at all? Mona's sister, Pocahontas. You're going to make me want to sing the Pocahontas song. Every time I see your name, I love you so much, I want to sing that song. And I don't remember it right now, so it's okay. You're all safe. Okay. No questions at all? I feel like I'm doing a really good job then. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry, I have a delay. How would I go Amy? How would I go about renaming/transmuting? Okay. Well, it's not going to be everything at once, right? It's going to be each thing. And it's all going to be very deeply personal for you. Okay. So it's like when I was saying in the book, that may actually have helped you, I hope. But when I was saying, first of all, you want to go by your emotion. What do you feel? Do you feel shame, blame, fear, rejection? Do you feel, it can be anything that has ever hurt you in the past. You look at it first, okay? As a third person. Go within, meditate, and look at it. Sometimes simply seeing it changes the neural pathways in your mind to no longer be a victim of it. But we're so scared to look at it. And that's the biggest part. When we look at the most successful program for alcoholism out there was a 12-step program. And what's the first thing people say when they're in a meeting? Hello, I'm so-and-so, and I am an alcoholic. They name it. That was a God thing. As old as that program is, if you, I have a lot of people I know in that because of military and PTSD, but if you work those 12 steps, even if you're not an alcoholic, it actually works wonders because you're naming it. They teach you to name things. So if you are someone who, it's really gonna depend on what that specific situation is. Spirits, can you help me answer this, please? Okay, so I have a spirit guide here saying that naming it and transmuting it are almost the same thing. He's saying that when you name it, you do transmute it. That those two are one and the same. That or they happen so close in our version of time that you would not see a perceptible difference. If you truly name it, and here's the key. He's saying, when you name something, you must know it. You cannot name something you don't know. He's saying that is the key. So you must look at it, to fully look at it. Third person with compassion, look at it as you would lovingly to a child, like the Little Mermaid, someone you adore and love. Look at yourself like that. Look at the pain like that and look at it fully, and then give it a beautiful name with compassion, You're not naming it and saying, get out of here. You're saying, oh, this pain that was caused from this fear, from this jealousy, from this envy, from whatever it was. Don't blame the person. Look at the energy of it and say, oh, this tumor of pain was created, which is still energy, which is still power, was created out of a negative energy. I see you. Look at it, cry over it, and give it a name. Envy, I see you. Jealousy, oh, I see you, darling. If you want to give it a separate name, give it a separate name, only meaning for you. Once you name it, it's immediately almost transmuted. But ask out loud, I see you. I ask of the light to transmute this energy to the highest vibration possible. To the highest vibration possible, so that we can have some good out of it, so that you can utilize it. Right? So I hope that helped a little. Okay. Okay. I think I lost my spot. Okay. Okay, so yeah, how would I go about naming transmuting? Okay. Ruth Pettinghouse, what is your dream? I don't think anybody's ever asked me that. What is my dream? If I could just be a philosopher, that would be my dream. To just think on life and the wonders of life. But then how much earthly value would I be? In this culture, we don't need philosophers as much, right? But I am kind of doing it here in my own right and way. But I'm also having the ability to channel at the same time. So I guess that would be my dream. Okay. Oh, I love you too, Divine Priestess Chariots of Light. I love you too. Hannah, darling. Taking a trip to Africa. Should I stay to live? I think you should wait to get there before you even ask that question. But I am not the person to ask that because I'm going to say yes all the time. The only thing you have to, the only bad thing is you might get some malaria. I heard just take your pills, take all your pills, your malaria pills. I had to take all those, get your smallpox shot, do all that stuff. Go help the little children of Africa have some clean water. That'd be pretty cool. I can do that. Okay. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. It's interesting that whenever I read that out loud, trip to Africa, should I stay there? I got the Queen of Wands, a very tribal sister, along with this tribal dude with some defensiveness. I don't know. It's interesting. Might bring out some passion in you, a little fight in you that you forgot existed. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to, these are coming in way faster. Same here. Have a trip to Africa. Shannon, too? Shannon and Ruth? Oh, wouldn't it be cool if y'all were there at the same time? Oh, that is so awesome. Amy, sister, Amy, it's always so good to have you in here. Jade Love, I'm so glad you're here. You're the one that prompted me to do this. Are my spirit guides joining you? What do they say and how do I get closer to them? Very often, y'all spirit guides are here. It's very rare that they say this is for so-and-so. And the reason that they do that is because we are trying to reach people on a mass level here. I will pull a few cards, Jade, because you have been in my soul tribe for a long time and I'd like to see what they're going to say. Let's see what's going on for Jade. I'm going to use a fresh deck. Vice versa. Spirits, can I get a card or two for Jade? Can I get a card or two for Jade? Jade Love. Huh? Jade, what is your horoscope, dear? I have a bit of a delay. Awesome. I just saw that you saw that I went live. What's your horoscope? Cancer, Gemini, Cusper. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, awesome. So I'm seeing here, baby, that you in your, this isn't gonna be long. In your past, you had it hard, you had it hard, and you had some stuff happen. You had some time where you had to deal with victimization. They want you to know, I'm hearing, fantastic job on coming through that, on recognizing where your victimization was. You have no idea the leaps and bounds you've grown just in realizing that and saying, you really, like, the channeling I always say whenever I say this didn't happen to you, it happened for you. You completely grasp that. And they're saying, fantastic job. This is opening up whole new things for you. Now, what's interesting is you pulled the Ace of Pentacles, and I'm looking at these two people behind here. And then you also pulled on either side of the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords and the King of Fire. Underneath that, you pulled the Queen of Swords in your root. This is very Gemini. You are really pulling more of your Gemini trait, and they're asking you to really look at your Gemini side right now. It's going to be very integral in your downloads and your spiritual development. However, keep it balanced because your Gemini side does have a tendency, they're saying, to ruminate and go, so much up there into the clouds, right, that you're no longer of earthly value. So make sure to keep that balance. But otherwise, darling, you're a very powerful individual. Expect many more downloads. You have some clairs that they're wanting you to develop, and that's going to take your Gemini side to really pull that out. Okay. Down here, I'm seeing the 10 of Cups. And I'm seeing an end to the victimization because you did get it in reverse. I'm seeing that you do see the path forward. You don't feel sorry for yourself anymore. You actually came through that much earlier than they, or even I think you were expecting to. And it was like you saw it, and that's what I was talking about, naming it earlier. But it's like you saw it, and then suddenly you were like, I'm free from this. And they're saying that's going to keep getting better. Doesn't mean you're not going to ever feel like a victim again. It doesn't mean it's never going to hurt again, but you're going to heal from it and see it as the lesson it is, faster and faster. They're saying fantastic job there. And also to make sure you're using that ability to help others. I do see, I'm not really sure what these dudes right here are saying. Okay, I don't know if this is men in your life or if this is I would have to do an actual reading for you. But for these two to come out, this could be the sides of your personality that they're wanting you to work on. Unless you've got something seriously personal going on with two men in your life, then this is something within your own personality they're wanting you to work on. Specifically, here's what's interesting of the Divine Masculine. I did a reading for myself for the first time in a long time. I've forgotten how much I enjoyed it. And in the center, I got the King of Fire in a different deck than this. But I also got the King of Wands in my soul. And then I got the King of Water in my ego, right in the middle. You got the King of Fire and the King of Air. So this may be taking more action, realizing, yes, baby, you're as smart as you think you are. I feel like sometimes you don't have the confidence in your intelligence and in what you can achieve that you really need to be going after. They're ready for you to take action on those things. Get passionate and really, really put your downloads to use, babe. Put your downloads to use. Did that resonate? I hope that resonated. Because you are Queen of Air. It's time to work on this Divine Masculine side for you, though. The action part. It's time to get going. It's time to do. Because this is waiting for you. That's with your final outcome. So, beginning to end, not bad. But I would have to do more of a, in-depth reading. I didn't totally lock into your energy. So, I hope that you resonated a little from that. Kind of disappeared. I hate having this, Are you still there? Okay, beautiful. Hannah said, LOL, exactly. My dream is to build health and beauty gardens. And that sounds awesome. And the guy I'm going with, well, the cards just perfectly described our situation. I'm a Libra. He's a Gemini. So cool. Oh, that's so neat. Oh. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I am a little bit drained, as you guys can see. I love you all so much. I just wanted to be here for my nighttime people who... Oh, I love that I just looked at it in this one. The Ten of Cups at night, which I always say is even more beautiful than Ten of Cups in the day. This is the only time that Ten of Cups in the other side is even more beautiful. Look at the Ace of Cups coming out of the lotus flower, like something new is going to be born on that kiss of night. And this also kind of looks like the tower at the top of the Never-Ending Story, at the top of the, whatchamacallit? You guys know I'm so bad with like the stupidest, silliest words. The big, where the Empress lives. Anyway, you had to be following my channeling the last few days to really get that. Okay, let's close it up with some Nako. If you know, you're welcome, Pocahontas sister. So beautiful to have connection with you guys. If you know it, sing along. It makes it more powerful. Divine Priestess, thank you so much, my darling. Oh, Thank you so much. Divine Priestess, you're next up for card readings on a live. I'm going to try to get into these nighttime readings at least once a week, okay? At the very least twice a month. But I can't do it all the time because otherwise I'm just going to be completely drained. Sing along if you know it. This is some powerful stuff. Thank you, guides. They say, don't waste your hate. Rather gather and create. Be of service. Be a sensible person. Use your words. No, don't be nervous. You can do this. You've got purpose. Find your medicine and use it. Oh, blessed be my darling soul tribe. I'm manifesting beautiful dreams for you tonight. Catch you on the flip side. I love you all. Like and subscribe.